I've always been interested in the Wan'er lineup, especially since it's one of the most recommended beginner IEMs out there. With the latest version of the Wan'er 2, the Red Lion edition, it is said to be tuned differently where it's warmer and bassier. So let's start with the unboxing, where this is something Tangzu consistently does better than most brands in the budget segment. The presentation, the artwork, the overall theme doesn't feel like a $20 product. You can tell they actually put effort into making the experience feel special. Now for the accessories. Out of the box, you get a cleaning cloth, a magnetic rubber case, and a 2-pin cable. And honestly, it's one of the best at this price. It has the right amount of thickness, where it doesn't tangle easily, has a smooth powdery texture, and it behaves well when you wrap it up, so it doesn't feel cheap and doesn't get in your way during daily use. Now the real highlight of these accessories are the Jcally wide bore and HE Sonic ear tips, where these are actually high quality ear tips that people buy separately, and you're getting both included here. It also costs more than half the price of this IEM, so it feels like you're buying the accessories and the IEM just comes with it. Now for the build, the Red Lion uses a full resin shell that feels very light and like a toy on hand, but visually it looks pretty nice with a texturized faceplate. The translucent shell lets you see the single dynamic driver inside. The nozzle is metal, which is good for durability, but it's also quite large, which is something to keep in mind, especially for the comfort. The shell itself is quite thick, especially for a single dynamic driver, so if you have smaller ears, this might not fit properly or may cause you discomfort. But if it does fit your ears, the ergonomic shape actually sits pretty well and feels very secure, so it can be a hit or miss depending on your ear size. So let's talk about sound. We're starting with the bass. If I had to summarize the Red Lion's tuning, it has a warm, sub-bass focus that prioritizes weight and enjoyment. The low end here feels very full and physical, especially with that deep sub-bass rumble that works really well for genres like hip-hop, R&B, and pop, since it gives you that satisfying presence. But unlike something with a more refined driver, the bass here leans more into thickness. Because of that bass tends to influence the overall tonality, where everything sounds warmer, thicker, and more laid back, which makes it very easy to listen to. But it does come with a trade-off in the vocals, where female vocals don't sound as energetic or airy because it loses a bit of that sparkle and excitement in the top end. Instead, you get a smoother and more relaxed presentation. So overall, it is a fun, colored sound that's meant for enjoyment. As for the technical performance, the Red Lion is suited for casual listening and gaming. Imaging is decent, where you could still tell where sounds are coming from, but it's not the most precise. Soundstage feels fairly intimate, and when tracks get busy, things can start to feel a little bit more congested. Separation and detail retrieval are also on the average side since it sounds musical and cohesive. For example, in Sigurado by UDD, the layering of the instruments like the kick drum and the snare drum where it sounds close together, while for the soundstage, the drumsticks doesn't revolve around you. So this isn't about technical performance, but it gives you a smooth, enjoyable listening experience. Now for the tip rolling, here's something really cool and one of the best things about this set, since it came with the 2 premium ear tips, which could influence how it sounds, where for the HE Sonic ear tips, it gives it a little bit more bass, more fun, and smoother highs, while the Jcally widebore ear tips gives a more cleaner and more vocal forward and extension in the air region. But these findings may differ from person to person since everyone has different canal shapes and sizes. At the end of the day, the Red Lion isn't about perfection, but about warmth, enjoyment, and value, where you're getting a fun bassy tuning and accessory packaging that is the best at this price range. For $20, it's honestly hard to complain. So if you're looking for a warm, easy listening IEM that gives you a lot for your money, this is an easier recommendation that I can give to you. So for the owners of the Red Lion out there, let me know down below the comments, are you using the HE Sonic ear tips or the Sankei wide bore? And if you want more detailed reviews like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.